right. Well, I got to ask you the $1 million question, Dave. When, not if, isn't that exciting to say, but when the fight happens between Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua, how do you see that? Because I don't know if you can really talk about it, because I know you do work with Sky, or I don't want to like put you in a funky position, but
no, it's not a funky position. It's opinions, isn't it? That's what it is, opinions.
Well, you'd be surprised because a lot of people feel like when you work with a specific network, you sort of side with the guy with the network. So I'm not quite sure. Not everyone likes to give their thoughts.
The thing, I don't struggle with that as such. I struggle more with, if I know somebody and if I get on with somebody really well, and then you're getting asked an opinion where you actually think, oh, they're going to get beat. I struggle with that sometimes because it feels like do you know what I mean? I'm not comfortable with saying, oh,
Dave, I don't give predictions at all. Like at all.
Well, there you go.
I love to ask people, but I don't give them at all because I know what you're saying. Like it's a small, it's a big industry, but it's small in the sense that everyone knows everyone, and it's awkward. It's proper awkward because when you see them, you're like, you're not saying like you're not good enough, or you're not saying that you're a terrible fighter. It's just styles make fights, right? So, all right. So if you want,
So going to it, you've asked me a question, so I'll answer it how I see it. And what I would say is that when AJ fought Ruiz the second time, there was no way before that fight that I would have thought that in that time, in that window of space, that Anthony Joshua would all of a sudden become a smooth, light-footed, very good boxer in the sense that he was on that night. And he's added that to his game, and it was absolutely brilliant that night. Absolutely brilliant. Just like Fury in his last fight against Wilder, there was no way from the first fight to the second fight would I have ever thought that Fury would go from being the awkward, slick, skillful, long-range fighter that knew perfectly how to take things away from you and be awkwardly effective, to then all of a sudden become a front foot fighter in the Kronk mold, and he did, and he's added to his game. So my problem is here when I'm looking at the fight.
I see it in your face.
No, so my problem is the way that Anthony Joshua has fought. I'm looking at previous fights. So the way that he's fought all through his career, when he's coming forward, take your head off. I think that Fury, if you look at what he's done in his career, can take that away from him and can be awkward, rangy, catch him on the way and things like that. That's my problem. But then the way that AJ has added to his game and he boxed in the rematch with Ruiz, Ruiz is down here, AJ's up here, so he's got the height, the reach advantage and everything, and he can get on the toes and box. But against Fury, AJ's going to be looking up. He's going to have the shorter reach. He's going to, what I mean? So can he box like that to outbox Fury? I don't think so, not against Fury. Can he come forward like he normally does in his fights and beat Fury? Without Fury taking it away from him, I don't think he can. But where I think that the moments of success that Anthony Joshua can have, if he can get into those moments and if Fury allows him to engage, is when they get in that range and AJ puts his hands together. Because when he puts his hands together, as a combination fighter in the heavyweight division, he's very good. He puts his shots together really, really well with speed and with power. And it's in those pockets where if he has got a chance of beating Fury, it's then. But at that range, whether it's Fury going backwards and AJ coming forward, or whether it's Fury keeping him at arm's distance and pushing him back like he did against Deontay Wilder and putting him on his back foot and controlling the range there, I can't see how AJ beats him in those two phases. And the way that Fury can dictate the range and the distance is right up there. is right up there. And a lot of times in boxing, I mean, we saw with Lomachenko and Lopez, because Lopez could control the range and the distance, he controlled everything that was going on in there, really. And this is what happens, especially at the top level boxing. The man that can control that distance, the range, is the man that has the success. And so I would make Fury a favorite.
Exciting thing about the heavyweight scene is you never know what's going to happen. I mean,
but the best thing is, though, like you just said that there, Tyson Fury is not invincible. He's been put on his backside. He has been dropped.
Both, both.
So it's not like it's a case where I'm saying, well, AJ can't beat him. No, I'm saying I would make AJ an underdog, but it's a live underdog if he can get into them spots, into those situations. Because when you do catch Tyson Fury, it does register on him. So an AJ can punch. So he has that chance. He has that chance there. But and obviously AJ's been hurt before and he's been dropped before. So it's a great matchup. It's a really good fight, and that's why we all want to see it. That's why it's got to happen, and that's why it just seems a happier place, because it looks like now it's going to happen.
Hey fight fans, it's Michelle Joy Phelps. If you haven't already subscribed to our YouTube channel, make sure you do so by clicking this icon right here, or else